Jordan Peterson at the History of Civil Liberties, talking about ChatGPT in December 2022.
So I'll tell you what ChatGPT is, just so you know, because you need to know this. And I don't know what sort of technological revolution this is. Gutenberg press level? It's something like that. This is a big deal.
The Gutenberg press, invented in the 15th century, revolutionized the way that books were printed and distributed. Prior to the Gutenberg press, books were handwritten by monks. The Gutenberg press allowed books to be printed cheaply and quickly, making books more widely available and helping to spread knowledge and ideas. The invention of the press had a significant impact on the spread of information and the democratization of knowledge. This led to huge increases in literacy rates. The Gutenberg press played a key role in the Renaissance and the scientific revolution.
So it's derived its models of the world from the analysis of human speech, essentially. It isn't using real-world data yet, but that will be happening certainly within the next year.
ChatGPT is only accurate until the end of 2021. When we will get live data and if that will happen is yet to be seen.
And ChatGPT analyzes a very large corpus of text, and that corpus is growing all the time.
The model was trained on databases from the internet, including 570 gigabytes of data obtained from books, web texts, Wikipedia articles, and other pieces of writing on the internet. To be even more exact, 300 billion words were passed through ChatGPT.
Now, it's already sophisticated enough. I went on to it last week and I said, okay, some of you know I've written these books, 12 Rules for Life, and then Beyond Order, 12 more rules, because, you can't have enough rules. And I asked it, this is what I asked it to do. I said, write me an essay that's a 13th rule for Beyond Order, written in a style that combines the King James Bible with the Tao Te Ching.
Tao Te Ching, written by Laozi, who is regarded as the founder of philosophical Taoism, is a fundamental text in Taoism. It strongly influenced other schools of Chinese thought, from philosophy to Confucianism.
Any one of those things is hard. The intersection of all three, that's impossible. Well, it wrote it in about 3 seconds, 4 pages long, and it isn't obvious to me, for better or worse, that I would be able to tell that I didn't write it.
Here is an example of what ChatGPT gives us in relation to the prompt provided by Dr. Peterson. For in stillness and simplicity doth true power reside, yielding and adaptable, yet ever moving forward. For the Tao is not a thing to be grasped, but a way to be followed. This is absolutely where ChatGPT excels, and it has provided a beautiful, coherent combination of the 3 elements.
Right. And okay, and that's pretty impressive, although, maybe not its relationship to what I've written, but the fact that it could do that grammatically perfectly, right? And quite impressive philosophically. I also had it write an essay on the intersection between the Taoist version of ethical morality and the ethics that are outlined in the Sermon on the Mount, which it just nailed, got that dead right. Brilliant. Again, it took it about 3 seconds.
And here is a conclusion from an essay on that topic from ChatGPT. Both the Tao Te Ching and the Sermon on the Mount advocate for a way of living that is characterized by humility, non-violence, and non-interference. Both texts also teach that true power and righteousness come from an internal state of being, rather than external actions or adherence to laws.
There was a computer engineer who purported to work for Tesla. He asked ChatGPT, he said, look, I work for Elon Musk, but I haven't been doing much for the last week, so I need you to write me 10 bullet points about what I probably would have done as a engineer at Twitter. What 10 things did I do last week that were productive and valuable? And oh, if you don't mind, write me the accompanying computer code that goes with each project. And it did that too, 3 seconds, and the computer code works. Right.
So, asking ChatGPT to do exactly that, these are the 10 things that I did at Twitter last week. Worked on improving the scalability and performance of the Twitter backend, such as optimizing database queries and improving the caching strategy. Collaborated with other engineers and cross-functional teams to identify and fix bugs on the platform. Implemented security measures to protect user data, and yada yada yada. It goes on to list 10 rather feasible actions that I could have completed whilst working at Twitter. However, these are not specific and they're rather generalized. So if you actually gave these to Mr. Musk, I think he might smell a rat. It certainly needs a lot more context than the inputs that Peterson has mentioned, although it's a great starting point.
So then a university professor did this. He thought, oh, that's interesting. Any student will be able to write any essay on any topic with Chat-GPT. And someone gave it an SAT, by the way, and it scored about as well as the average student in a well-functioning public university. So that's how smart it is. So that's basically an IQ test. He said, write me an essay, gave it a topic, wrote the essay. He said, now grade it. Said if we can automate the students, we should be able to automate the professors too.
So grading our earlier essay on the intersection of Eastern and Western ethics, we got: overall, the essay is well written and well structured. I would grade this essay a B+. With the suggestions for improvement mentioned above, it could be brought to an A level. Interesting to see the modesty in the grading of its own essay. Would it not give itself an A+? I probably would give myself an A+, but then I have a gigantic ego. It is also leaving itself room for improvement.
Someone else asked it, write the screenplay and describe the characters for the next $900 million Hollywood blockbuster. It's like, bang, plot, characterization.
The Lost City. A team of explorers led by the archaeologist Jason are on a journey to find a lost city deep in the jungle. The team encounter various obstacles, including treacherous terrain, dangerous wildlife, and rival explorers who are also searching for the lost city. The team is also plagued by internal conflicts as they discover a powerful ancient artifact and confront a rival team of treasure hunters led by a ruthless villain. Sounds pretty good. Sign me up.
Then someone else took the descriptions of the actors and said, generate photorealistic computer images for each actor. And all the AI systems can do that.
So we did just that. And we have the character list. First of all, we have a photo of Jason, who is a rugged and determined archaeologist in his late 30s. Quite handsome and rugged, doing well. And the female lead is Lucy, an ambitious scientist in her late 20s. She has long brown hair and she keeps it tied back in a ponytail. Her eyes are bright blue, and she has a lean, athletic body, and is always seen in functional but practical clothing and hiking boots. Finally, we have Ken, who is a wealthy middle-aged man in his early 50s. He is tall and well-built, with a head full of salt and pepper hair. He has a distinguished, strong jawline and piercing blue eyes. He is always impeccably dressed, often in designer safari clothing and expensive sunglasses. He carries himself with an air of confidence and authority. Ha! But also has a hint of arrogance and a tendency to be controlling. He is not used to taking no for an answer and is not afraid to use his wealth and influence to get what he wants.
So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. This is going to happen this year. So get ready. Okay, so now we have an AI model that can extract a model of the world from the entire corpus of language. All right, and it's smarter than you, and it's going to be a hell of a lot smarter than you in 2 years. So you can get ready for that too. But it's not that smart yet because it's just a humanities professor at the moment. It doesn't test its linguistic knowledge against the real world. That's what a scientist does, right? You come up with a theory that's linguistically predicated, and then you throw it against the world and see if it sticks. And then the world tells you whether or not your linguistic construction is valid.
So currently ChatGPT is not able to take action inside of the world and create its own theories and validate them. Peterson is arguing that, in short, soon the machine will go from just a humanities professor to a scientist who is able to create hypotheses and an understanding of the world and even advance that from what we already know.
But the New AI systems will be able to extract out patterns from the world itself, from images and so forth, and then be able to test their linguistic constructions against the world, and so they'll practice just like scientists. And the most advanced models are going to use text and image and action as well, because they'll be able to model human action. And so, and all of that's going to come down the pipes within the next year. So hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because what did my friend Johnathan Pageua say? Giants are going to walk the earth once more. And we're going to live through that, maybe.
And Johnathan Pageua is a professional artist and public speaker who has spoken with Dr. Jordan Peterson a number of times on various podcasts, all of which I will provide links to in the description. Jordan Peterson is fundamentally amazed by the importance of ChatGPT and its implications on humanity. He links its importance to that of the Gutenberg press, of disseminating and democratizing knowledge, information, and content generation. It's impossible to know the implications of this new technology. However, the only thing I would be willing to bet is that it's going to be far-reaching and indefinable. I advise us all to take an interest in the development of this new technology and active participation in the discussion revolving around the use and ethics of these tools. I think we should all, on one hand, both be incredibly excited and incredibly afraid. And that's a wonderful sandwich to live in. Check out this video next to understand 7 viable business models that you can start right away using ChatGPT. Thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate you being here. And if you'd like to join my Discord channel, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Have a delightful day.